going on, builders? I have a tutorial here for you. It's actually 3 tutorials. Today I'll be showing you how to put rod together. Basically rod here and butting up against. I will also show you how to get the center of the rod to drill down through it. First, let's go put the rods together. What you're going to need is your round rod, scrap piece of plastic. I'm using the same plastic I use for the frame I did the tutorial on. 320 grit sandpaper, your drill bits, and your hand drill. So with that said, let's get started. Alright, I'm going to show you 2 ways to do this. Putting your rod together, like so, you're going to want what they call a fish mouth on the end of the rod. I'm going to show you how to do a fish mouth. It's not perfect, but it's going to give you a good start. And I'll show you another way to add these rods together this way. So here's the first. Use a small drill bit. And I have no perfect way of getting this centered, so you just get it started. And you want to go small first. Get your pilot hole and work your way up. You drill down the rod. Now, as you can see here, I have drilled all the way through. I'm going to go up one size and drill another hole. I'm going to go up another size, the final size. This hole I'm drilling through is not the same size as the rod itself. When you're doing this size, okay, because we're real close to the size, you're going to want to go slow and light. You do not want to put any pressure on this. If you put pressure, you will break the rod. Now we have our hole through it. Now you just take your razor blade, go about halfway, and slice it in half. Now this is the part where a lot of people have trouble with. You can use a round file and file this out a little bit. If you don't like filing, or you don't have it set, just take a piece of sandpaper. You'll have to fold it a couple of times. Then you can get this in here and sand it out. And this will give you a pretty good fish mouth to put your rods together. Now, another way of doing this, basically you're going to go through the same thing that you just went through with the drilling, but you're not going to go all the way through. And the last drill you want will be the same as the rod. get it up here, get it started. First, I'm using too big of a drill to start. But you drill it about halfway. Then once you get the drill, just take your rod, round off the end. The reason why we want to round off the end is your drill bits are not flat on the end, they're rounded too. So if you round off the end, you'll be able to get this down here and you get the full effect of plastic melted to plastic. You just glue it, put it in the hole, give it a little twist, and you're going to have a really nice seam there, a very clean seam. And with the glue, having that cavity is going to squeeze some of that glue out and you can get a nice weld looking mark. Okay, those are the two ways of putting rod together. Now, I'm going to show you how to drill a hole down the center. This is not a new trick. It's been around for years. I remember being taught this trick sometime in the 80s when I was just a preteen. In order to do that, you're going to have a scrap piece of plastic, your drills, you're going to want your pilot drill, and then you're going to want the same drill the same size as your rod. And the whole idea is this: take your plastic, put a hole all the way through with your pilot drill. When I'm doing this, don't drill into your finger. As you can see, it's all the way through. Then you take your next drill, which will be the same as your rod, and you're going to drill about halfway through. Now you got that done, take your pilot drill bit and put it back in. Take your rod. Now, very important before I go to the next step, make sure your end is flat. If your end is not flat, it will throw your center off. And this is not perfectly flat, so now it's flat. Stick it in your hole. I don't think I got the right rod here. Lovely. Maybe this is the right rod. Stick it in your hole, take your pilot, stick it in the other end. Just got to make sure this hole is clean. And you will find the center. Now that's perfectly center. I know you can't see it on the camera, but it is perfectly center. And now you can go ahead and start drilling down the end of the rod. And once you get started, what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to switch hands. Instead of turning with your drill, you're going to want to turn with your rod. The reason behind is when you turn your drill, your rod is stationary and your drill's going like this, just a little tiny bit. And what you do, you end up drilling through the side of the rod. This way here, you're still moving back and forth, but it's going to be all the way around. I don't know any better way of explaining that. But you can drill a pretty good hole all the way down. This is going to come in handy when I show you the suspension tutorial. You're going to want to know this, so practice at it a little bit. It may take a little bit to get used to. Have fun, happy building, and see you next time.